Hey, good morning, YouTube. Good morning, fellow retainers. Shout out to all you guys, man, the subconscious galaxy. Welcome to the subconscious experience, as always, and back with another video for you guys, man. I wanted to drop a little video, you guys, about basically living in sin. You know, living in sin, and I know not everybody is a Christian that watches my channel, so I'm going to try my best to relate it with you guys as well. I call it sin, but you can call it whatever, you know, toxic behavior, bad habits. You know, we all know exactly what I'm referring to. All right, guys, but I call it sin because I'm a Christian. But guys, sin and toxic behavior, things that we know that we're not supposed to be doing, but we continue to engage in, prevents us from walking with God. Okay, and this is something this is a very deep realization for me, you know, and a lot of other brothers out here. Once you make that shift to where you really start to dial this in, you understand the difference. You know, you understand that you'll feel the presence of God. You know, you'll feel yourself having a more peaceful reality. You'll feel yourself understanding that, you know, being obedient is actually the key to freedom. You know, and a lot of people get it twisted. They think that, oh, you know, they're like, why are there all these rules? You know, we're here, I'm a human, I should be able to have free reign and do whatever I want. You know, but that's not how it works. You know, it's not how it works, guys. Rules and, you know, guidelines are very healthy, man. Think about all the other things in your life that rules and guidelines allow you to actually have freedom. You know, you should have rules within your own house, you know, to keep your space clean, right? You have rules at the workplace to get certain things done, to make things run smooth. It's the same thing for our existence, you guys, as human beings. Rules, I call it, you know, not living in sin. I've already mentioned that, but you guys, it's just cutting out all of this behavior, this bad behavior that we know is bad for us. You know, substances, watching the websites, obviously. You know, this is an SR channel, so I gotta drop that. Sexual immorality. Guys, eating food that we know is bad, continuing to eat fast food, continuing to eat these things that we know are poison for our body. All of that is sin, you guys. All of this stuff is bad habits and things that once we break free from, the floodgates open. You know, once you can really, for real, let go of all this stuff. Because I know I spent a large period of my life where I was trying to do all these things, and I would do it, you know, kind of half-heartedly, and I wasn't really going all the way there, and I would still, you know, be suffering. I would still create suffering because I wasn't going all the way there. You have to go all the way there in order for God to come back into your life, you know, and for you to start feeling the presence of God, you to start really feeling that supernatural protection, you know, from the Most High. So I want to get into it, you guys. Sin, toxic behavior prevents you from walking with God. So basically what I realize, you guys, is that sin is basically spiritual paralysis. You know, it basically makes you paralyzed in the spiritual realm. You know, and doing all of these different types of habits and behaviors that I already mentioned, but it cuts us off from the Spirit of God. Okay, so, but the craziest part is that we don't realize it until after you break free. You know, you could still be living like this. You could still be engaging in different things, smashing different girls. You know, through like a couple different girls, you know, every week or whatever it is that you know, maybe you or your old self were like to do, guys. If you're always smoking weed, you know, like crazy, you know, if you're anything like me, I used to smoke before work, during work, after work, all day long, you guys, and I was relying on that, you know, and then I would get off work and I would drink, you know, drink beer, drink, you know, liquor, you know, just relying on substances instead of relying on God. That's living in sin, you guys, and it's almost like a spell that gets put onto you because it appears to you that you're doing okay. You know, you can kind of numb yourself with some of these substances, with loading up the websites, having sex with random people. And it's because you guys, all these things still fire off the dopamine in your brain. But I've explained this a couple different times, is that there's different ways to get your dopamine in this life, and when you go to the bad dopamine, that's a sin, because God knows that there's a lot of different avenues that we can take. You could get your dopamine from working out and exercising. I made a video about this yesterday, about we have an unlimited supply of dopamine in our own bodies. You guys, you can exercise, you can move your body and fire that healthy dopamine off. You could learn to get in a routine and get goals and start to accomplish things. That's healthy dopamine as well. If you're always going to substances and porn and sex and junk food and all, binging Netflix and always scrolling on your phone, that is unhealthy dopamine. Okay? And that's living in sin, and that is what will cut you off from the Spirit of God, you guys, because He knows that you're choosing to go down that bad path, and you're basically, willfully ignoring God, and you're willfully ignoring the healthy path. You know what I mean, guys? So it's basically what I wanted to explain to you guys, is that, obedience is the key to our freedom. It really is, man. Obedience to God, not living in sin, and if you do sin, repent, repent on a daily basis. I often tell God, I'm like, I'm sorry for the things that I've been doing that I don't even know that I'm doing, because there's definitely I don't know every single sin. I guarantee there's something wrong that I'm doing throughout the day. Things that I'm saying, things that I'm thinking. We're still trying to get to this place where we're being molded, on this SR journey. We're dialing in a pretty large one with the lust, but we also really got to be thinking about all the other areas, you guys, because that's true freedom. That is a true connection with God. And then you'll basically notice yourself eventually, once you get this dialed in and you're really putting in that effort to it, you really want to please God on a daily basis, and you really want to cut all these things out. Feels like you're swimming downstream, you guys, whereas before we were swimming upstream. We're trying to just fight and just numb ourselves, smoking weed, drinking, smashing all these different women. We were swimming upstream, going against the current. Once you let go, and you let go of all these things, guys, you're floating with the stream. You're just going, nice and easy. God's got your back. Things are, you're protected. Things aren't going to be all peaches and cream, but they're going to be a whole lot better. They're going to be a lot more peaceful. So that's the message that I wanted to give to you guys today. What I've realized, you guys, is that these bad behaviors and the sin, it's spiritual paralysis. It cuts us off from the Spirit of God. It cuts us off from blessings. It cuts us off from really making progress in life. That's why our old self, we never really made any progress. We were stagnant. That's how I was. I had all these dreams and big goals, but I never made it over the hump. I never had the confidence to do certain things. I never made it over that hump, guys, 'cause I was still living in the sin. So we really got to dial this in. Get into a place where we're living as pure as we can be. On this SR blessings start to come in abundance. Notice, a connection with God is stronger than you've ever had in your entire life. So, alright, guys. Hopefully, y'all learned something from this. As always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.